G'day guys, I'm Joel. I'm the owner and restaurateur of Monty's here in Blaxland in the Lower Bill Mountains. We've been here for about 32 years and today we're going to be doing for you the pear and prosciutto pizza, which is a seasonal pizza, and we do it with fresh figs in the summer months, and in the winter months we do it with fresh pears. So firstly we're going to be making our fresh dough. So we're going to be combining our warm water. We're going to be combining a little bit of 1.5 teaspoons of salt, some dried yeast, about 1 teaspoon, and our flour. So what we're going to do is we're going to knead this by hand, this firstly, and what we're going to aim for basically is a consistency that's smooth and elastic basically, and give it a good knead. And if you find that it's a little bit too wet, just add a little bit more flour to it, or if it's too dry, add a little bit more warm water to it like we do from the beginning basically. We're going to be adding now just a bit of olive oil, just to coat in the bowl. What we're going to do, we're going to cover this, a nice sort of dry cloth, put it away for about 1.5 hours in a dry, warm area. And what you want to see is basically the dough sort of having risen about double, basically to about double the size of what we have here. So we'll put this aside for now. So what I've done is I've prepared one earlier. So that's pretty much what we're after. That's our finished dough right there. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting about 170, 180 grams out of that. All right, so that there is about 170 right there. What we're going to do is we're going to have a bit of fun now. We're going to create a little bit of mess here. Prepare your area with some flour. So we're doing this so as we're rolling our pizza, it's not going to be sticking to our rolling pin and also to the bench as well. And if you've got kids, it's always a fun time at home. You have pizza nights at home and the kids make a nice big mess from one end of the kitchen bench to the other like my daughters do. Okay guys, so we've got our pizza ball ready to go. So what we're going to do firstly is we're going to give it a bit of a flatten out with the palm of your hands. All right, don't use your fingers, because when you use too much anyway, because if you use your fingers too much, that pretty much can create divots in the pizza base, and when you're cooking it, it'll create like spots where it won't cook properly in those spots. So just try and use your palms. With rolling your pizzas, little tricks of the trade that my father once taught me, and I've sort of continued on with that. When you're rolling the pizza, try not to have a motion where you're sort of pulling the rolling pin straight up and down. What you want to try and do, guys, is get it moving. So you create use your wrist to create like a circular motion, and that gets the pizza pulling around. Look at that. Now, that's going to be about enough for our medium size, because as we throw it up, the pizza's going to stretch between your two hands. You want to give it a bit of a bash out with the flour. Stretch it out between your palms a little bit, and this is the best part, guys. Up we go. That's it. And do that again. Perfect. All right. So that's what we got. So we've got our pizza base. We're going to grab our tray. So what you want to do, guys, is just remember to stretch it out a little bit. Make sure that the tray is pre-oiled. The reason why we do pre-oil our trays is so the pizza can stick and it doesn't shrink. If there's too much oil on your bases, you'll find that it will shrink. The dough will pull in, it won't stick. If there's not enough, you can overstretch it basically. We're going to be grabbing ourselves a fork or a spoon and creating a few aeration holes in our dough. This is to prevent air pockets or bubbles. So when you're cooking the pizza, you don't have a small bubble or volcano, so to speak, blow up and pizza ingredients slides off it and the pizza's inconsistent, right? So let's get to the best part now, the fun part of the day. That's adding our ingredients to this pizza. We're going to start with our macadamia oil, all right? So we're going to give the pizza just a light film of the macadamia oil. All right. Now, you can spread this on with your fingers, guys. All right. There we go. Now this has got that beautiful nutty aroma, this oil. And that combined with the gorgonzola and the oven roasted walnuts that we're going to do soon, it's just perfect. So I'm going to grab some gorgonzola over here, guys, or blue cheese, gorgonzola, whichever you like to use. We use a gorgonzola here. So this is personal taste. For this pizza here, I mean, I'm probably putting a little bit too much here, but I do like my blue cheese on a pizza. Next, we're going to grab some sliced pears. We're just using some Packham pears here today, like thinly sliced ones. So probably about half a pear. There we go. So just evenly space those out. Try to cover your gorgonzola as well, because you're not going to put much mozzarella onto this pizza, and whatever's not covered will burn. So cover those up. So that's fine, guys, just like that. All right, next, we're going to grab a bit of mozzarella. Grab a good handful of the mozzarella, and just always work with two hands. My father taught me always work with 2 hands. Don't pat that down, just let it sit, let it fall. It's just better for aeration. So you want to be covering, you know, predominantly a lot of those pears where you can. Don't over cheese it because it's not that sort of pizza. It's more of a delicate balance about flavours here. So, right, so we're just going to finish off adding our bit of mozzarella there. Now we're going to pop it in the oven. I've set this oven, I've preheated my oven to about 250, 300 degrees. Excellent. All right, so we're going to let that cook for probably about 4 to 5 minutes or until golden brown. Just depends on your oven as well, like if you're using a conventional or a fan forced oven as well at home. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, guys. We're after that sort of crispy golden sort of texture there. We don't want to overdo this one. It's a thinner style pizza, this one, so that's it. That's the pizza right there. Here we go. Perfect. Let's get to finishing this beautiful pear and prosciutto pizza off onto our tray. So firstly, we're going to grab a nice beautiful hand of fresh rockets for this pizza. So you can be a little bit liberal or not, depends on personal preference on this one. All right, so we've got our rocket on our pizza. Now what we're going to do now is get ourselves a tray, and we're going to oven roast our walnuts. And you want to get them slightly golden brown. Don't burn them. You just want to pick up just so they get basically the natural oil and flavour coming out of the walnuts. Right, so onto your tray, what you're going to do is pop these into the oven over here. All right, and while they're roasting, we're going to get our prosciutto onto the pizza. This is the best part. All right, so get your nicely thinly sliced Italian Parma or prosciutto. Medium-sized pizza, probably about four to five good-sized slices on the pizza. Next, we can probably add our some shaved Parmesan to this as well. Just a small handful. What you want to do is just shake that on a little bit there. That should be enough there. All right. Let's check our walnuts. See how we're going. All right. Let's have a look. So they're nice and golden brown there. Perfect. Just what we're after. All right. So let those cool down for a few seconds. So what you want to do is just grab a handful of those. Just crush them between your fingers. Alrighty. All right, just to finish off with a bit of garnish, we're going to be re-adding just a few slices of pear there. And last but not least, just a drizzle of macadamia oil. Okay guys, so that's our finished pizza right there, the beautiful pear and prosciutto pizza. Now obviously this can be done quite easily at home, this pizza. We've adapted it for you guys today in a conventional oven, in a fan force oven, or even in the Weber too. I actually did this in a Weber about 2 weeks ago and it turned out fantastic. So if not, let us do the cooking for you one night. Pop down here, we're here 6 nights a week and we'd love to see you and have a glass of bread with you and talk all things pizza. So thanks again guys and look forward to seeing you soon. Ciao.